Well, y'all, I gotta get dressed now because we're gonna be heading to the parade. The parade is in 25 minutes. Yeah. So I shall see ya at the parade. Later for now.
I'm just gonna stand here so Daddy can see us. Hi. I'm gonna be with this. This is the reason.
Trying to stay warm. What's that? My red shirt.
See if you can see your dad. No, you can walk that way and look down.
Hi, Stacy. You want a program?
Of course.
Is your family here?
Yeah, they're coming.
They're coming.
Yeah, I keep looking out. That's why I'm standing
There you
right
are.
here so he can't lose me.
You want a program?
I'll get one for Johnny. I'll get one for Johnny.
Well, he can hold.
Yeah, you hold it for Daddy and then you give it to Daddy. Don't let it go. Nice. Do you see that yet? Why are they so slow? Why is it out? Why is it so slow? Our church is here. Our church is here. Everybody, hi. You just saw them. They're all alive saying hi to everybody. Oh. I'm going to say all sons command.
All our
Yeah, all our sons command. That's the Trudeau one.
There's a flower in the ground.
all of us.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the original.
There was a red flower in. Was it red?
Poppy.
Yeah.
Was
Bring a jacket. This is a jacket.
When does it start? When did it start? 11? 10:45?
Are we done?
Are we here in time?
Isn't it awful? Well, for sure. We do mine. I'm not either, but John Dorn's really involved. That's the kind of stuff I have coffee. I know.
Birthday, why did you go? Edward. No, why did you fly? Logan. Walking the same.
Because it's called marching. You're supposed to march the same.
With the kids.
They don't know what they're doing. There's a scouts. Beavers, scouts.
Everyone's going away.
figured you're gonna be over.
down and
straight.
flat.
Straight down.
Here you go.
I don't wanna
Move
do
your
it.
jacket back. Yeah, you gotta have it flat. You don't drop it on the
You
ground.
gotta go like this,
Give him like a plate, like you're serving it to him.
like that.
That's it.
Oh, they're so cute.
They're in pet one.
Want to try? Try again. Okay, in your palm, down and flat.
Straight down. No,
Don't
you're
drop it.
dropping
Don't
it.
drop it.
You go like this, like a plate, and you bring it down like that.
Grown. Come on, ladies, get off the road.
So now I'm just waiting because I'm going to be making brunch soon. I have to wait for the meat to defrost so that I can make good brunch. It's going to be delicious. I'm planning on making a good one. You don't even know. He doesn't even know. He don't even know. I'm going to make Logan the exact same one I'm making for Johnny because he usually likes everything that Johnny does, so Lucas's will be the only one that's different.
Gold shock absorber and neon green spring.
Nice. So yeah, I just gotta wait a little longer. Another 20 or so minutes, then I'm gonna start on brunch. It's gonna be a mighty delicious one today. Don't worry, I'll do a time lapse. You guys will see the deliciousness. And then after, I'll relax over here and we'll do the wrap up and discuss sober-mindedness. I found a good chapter in The Power of the Transformed Wife, so we'll go over that. Exciting. And yeah, y'all, yesterday I didn't even know how much I actually put up. It was a lot. It was an hour and 40 minutes, yo. I had no idea. When I put it all together to put it on YouTube, it was an hour and 40 minutes, and I was surprised. I was like, wow, that's a lot. I didn't know I did that much talking yesterday. Sunday, usually it's only like, 8 minutes? But this week was special because, like I said, I was shopping on Tuesday, so. Can we turn on the heat for a little bit? It's quite cold. What in the world is happening? Why am I so freezing all of a sudden? So yeah, 20 minutes, and then I should be able to start. 20 minutes, meat defrost, then I can make brunch. Anyway, so I think it is a very good idea to take your kids to the Remembrance Day memorials because they get to see not just the fact that these people lived once and that they gave their lives for our country, but they also get to see the kind of values that we hold for our brethren, and it really instills in them patriotism, and I want them to have some patriotism because then they'll have a respect for the rule of law and right and wrong. I want them to have a respect for that. You know what I mean? Not just that, but afterwards when we were walking home, we saw some goats. So I said to Lucas, because Lucas was whining about going, and I was like, we're going to go, right? And then we went, and then he's like, if we didn't go, I wouldn't have seen the goats. I'm like, so you're happy we went? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I knew you'd be happy we went. I knew it. He was happy. Yeah, it was so cute. So yeah, it's really good because it instills some traditional values in our children to love their country, to love the history of our country, to understand where they came from, to understand what people have done so that we could have the freedoms that we have and the life that we live. You know what I mean? It's very important for them. So I thought it was a very good learning experience for them. And I never really been to one before. I've only ever watched it online, as you guys know, because there wasn't really anything in my area ever. So I used to watch it online from Ottawa, you know. They would do that ceremony where they marched to the memorial, and then they'd place the wreaths, pray and stuff. And I'd watch that every year. As you know, I posted it last year. So, yeah. But this year I got to participate, which was really cool for the first time. So I really like that. Anyway, y'all. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go for now. I just wanted to give you this little chit-chat moment. And then I'm going to go check on the meat. And then I'll do a time lapse. And you guys will see the time lapse when I'm done. And I'll show you all the beautiful food that I make. And all that. Okay? So I'll see you when I'm done. Later for now. Oh, how I love making brunch. And today's brunch was so good. I was so excited to do brunch for my baby today. Only because, well, I didn't get to make him breakfast because we were out in the morning, as you guys know. Yeah.
Here's my babies. Here you go, my love.
Oh man.
I gotta see your reaction because I worked hard. So I gotta see your reaction.
How did you make that?
I made them one each because they had snacks and they don't eat that much. You like my makeshift farmer's wrap? Yeah. Don't worry, guys. It's the weekend. This will be all cleaned up soon. Don't worry. It's just like this on the weekends. But tonight, it'll be all clean. Because that's the way we do it. We relax for 2 days, and the last day before Johnny goes back to work, we clean. So, yeah. I just really wanted to see his reaction. And then, right after, I watched him play for a bit while I was reading. And just, you know, I posted a couple of times, as you guys know. And I was preparing for tomorrow because tomorrow is our new chapter. And you guys know that I like to pre-read the chapter just in case so that I can have like some words ready to say, you know? Hello, y'all. It's that time of evening on Mondays when we do our weekly wrap up before tomorrow's new chapter. And I wanted to point out the two contrasts here that we were talking about this week, which was the Jezebel profile and then the difference between the Jezebel profile and Ruth and Esther, being that they were both very beautiful examples of bold femininity. And right here we have an easy contrast profile here. So Jezebel profile, prophetess, teacher, one who pities, religious, controller. And then the virtuous woman profile, helpmeet, silent, encourager, prudent worker, submissive. And it was really, really evident when we read through the Jezebel profile just how much she really manipulated everyone around her and tried to come off as very, very like religious and more religious than anyone else. And versus Ruth and Esther, who were very humble and, teachable. And the virtuous woman, of course. We went over that this week as well. And the scriptures, which were 1 Corinthians 11 and 1 Timothy 2, I believe. 1 Corinthians 11. Yes, 1 Timothy 2 it was. Yes, that's right. So this is about covering your hair for submission and knowing that the woman was created for the man, not the man for the woman. And the man was first created. And then in 1 Timothy 2, it states that the woman was deceived, not the man. So the woman should be silent in the churches and learn in silent submission and be subject unto her husband's authority. And we went over Genesis 2 and 3 for contrasts on that as well. And we went over chapter 4 and 5 of The Excellent Wife, talking about. We went over chapters 4 and 5 in The Excellent Wife, which talked about the thinking patterns of a woman and how she thinks of her marriage and gender role. Sorry about my hair being messy. Me and my husband had a tickle fight, so my hair's a bit messy. He was tickling my feet. And if anybody knows about me and my feet, it's basically when you get onto one of those, those fake bowls in the bar and you hold on for dear life. Yeah, that's what he does, because he knows I'm gonna kick him off the bed. So yeah, that's why my hair is all messy. Gotta fix it. Anyway, yeah. 4 and 5, thinking, women's thoughts. We have to change the way we think about the 3 main virtues of an excellent wife: submission, obedience, and humility, right? We need to think differently about these words. They're not taboo, and they're not controversial, and they're not abusive, okay? And we're going to go over being sober-minded now from the Power of the Transformed Wife, and what submission looks like. We're going to go over that tonight because it ties into everything that we're already talking about, so I might as well just go over it really quick. Then I'll be done for tonight, okay? I promise. And we can just chit-chat, okay? Don't worry. All right, let's do this. I'll be right back. All right. Young women are to be sober. Sober means habitually temperate, not intoxicated or overpowered, not drunken, not heated with passion, having a sound mind. We are also commanded to be temperate in all things, 1 Corinthians 9:25. Temperate means moderate in the indulgences of appetites and passions, as temperate in eating and drinking, temperate in pleasures, temperate in speech, disciplined. Why did God put being sober as the first in the list of qualities that he wants young women to pursue? Without discipline and a sound mind, it would be impossible to obey the following commands and walk after the Spirit. We are not to be drunk with wine, but to be filled with the Spirit, Ephesians 5:18. With his Spirit working mightily within us and continually renewing our minds with God's truth found in his word, we will be transformed into his image, Romans 12:1-2. I decided a few years ago that I wasn't going to drink any more alcohol. I am a lightweight when it comes to alcohol. I don't feel well when I consume even a little bit, and I don't want to be a stumbling block to others. 1 Corinthians 8:9. It's not a sin to drink alcohol, but just remember, if you are going to drink alcohol, be sure you remain sober at all times and never get drunk. For this is forbidden in Scripture. Would you consider yourself to be a sober person? Not as much as I should be, I said. Which means that I was indulging at the time with ice cream and things, but yeah. Do you aim to be moderate in your appetite? And how much alcohol do you drink if you do drink? I don't drink alcohol. When I do, yeah, moderate. Are you temperate in your pleasures, cell phone usage, television, watching, eating, shopping, etc.? I don't use my cell phone as much as I used to. No TV, eat 3 times a day, shopping when needed. Does your cell phone or the television control you, or do you control them? I control them, and I wouldn't say that now. Things have changed. I really do need to take control of my phone. We are not to be mastered by anything. No, not even our emotions, but by Christ. We are not to be mastered by anything, no, not even our emotions, but by Christ. Write out 1 Corinthians 6:12. All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. Using the cell phone, drinking wine, watching TV, and going to the movies, dancing, and many other things are lawful for us, but are they profitable? You must ponder this question concerning any areas of your life and make sure that you don't allow anything to have control over you except for the Holy Spirit. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. 1 Corinthians 9:27. Look up these verses about being sober and write a brief description for each one. The Word of God is what transforms us, so you will be in the Word a lot during this study. Don't skip this part. Romans 12:3. Grace should give us humility, and being prideful and arrogant makes us drunk when faith is sober. 2 Corinthians 5:13. For whether we be beside ourselves, it is to God, or whether we be sober, it is for your cause. It is for your cause. 1 Thessalonians 5:6. We are not to be ignorant, but awake and sober, for sound, clear judgment of our actions. 1 Thessalonians 5:8. During the day we should be sober and awake, with faith and Holy Spirit. 1 Timothy 3:2. A wife should be vigilant, sober, good behavior, hospitable, able to teach other women, just so. Titus 2:12. Turn away from worldly things, become less pleasing to the world and more pleasing to the Lord. 1 Peter 1:13. Don't be lustful, giving up all virtue to lusts of both the flesh and the mind. 1 Peter 4:7. Stay in prayer and resist the influence and pressure of the time we're living in. 1 Peter 5:8. The devil is afoot and will do anything to tempt you. Stay sober to have clear sight of the wicked. Looking back on what masters you, what are some steps that you can take? Looking back on what masters you, what are some steps that you can take to master them instead? I don't know how to resist lust. I can put my phone away and ignore it. I can stop communication if it's not profitable. Who specifically is commanded to be sober in the following verses? 1 Timothy 3:2, the wife. 1 Timothy 3:11, the wife. Titus 1:7 through 8, the bishop. Titus 2:2, aged men. Titus 2:4, young women. Titus 2:6, young men. God makes it very obvious that he commands all age groups and positions in the churches to be sober and sober-minded. There is no guesswork here. If this is important to him, it must be important to us because all of his ways are good and acceptable and perfect. I can say that now I don't have a problem with lust, which is good. Now, what submission looks like. Number 5. Here we go. Like I said in my opening chapter, I thought I was a submissive wife because I cooked, cleaned, took good care of the children, and gave my husband lots of sex. Since then, I have learned that submission is a lot more than that. Our husbands need to be our first priority. When I ask women if they are a better wife or a better mother, they always say mother. The problem with this answer, however, is that if you really were a better mother, you would make your husband your priority. You see, the best thing you can do for your children is to love their father deeply and care for his needs. Too many wives neglect their husbands once they have children. We think they are grown men and can take care of themselves, but they still need a helpmeet. You were created to be his helpmeet first, long before you became a mother. Children who see their mother making them a priority over their father usually instinctively know this is not right. Sadly, though, they often grow up with a jaded view of marriage and end up repeating the same mistakes in their own marriages. Being submissive means you obey your husband joyfully in all things. As I discussed in the previous chapter, study your husband and listen to him so you will know how to best please him. Find out what foods he likes, what he likes to wear, how he likes you to act, how he likes you to respond to him. How tidy does he like the home, and all the things that makes him happy. This long list includes having sex with him when he wants it, which I'll get into further in chapter 7. We are called to do all of these things because God commands it. He wants us to willingly obey out of love for him and our husbands, as well as to be an example to the world of Christ and his church. We loudly preach the gospel to a lost world when we submit happily to our husbands as Christ did to his Father. The church is called to willingly submit, obey, and please the Lord. In the same way, we should delight in obeying our husbands instead of doing so grudgingly and under compulsion. Submission also means we forgive them easily and do not let any root of bitterness grow. We shouldn't replay their faults over and over in our minds and allow those thoughts to grow into anger and resentment instead. We should forgive them and immediately change our thoughts, dwelling upon all of their good and noble traits. Remember, your thoughts can be transformed by renewing your mind with truth. All of your behavior stems from your thoughts. Therefore, if you continually think warm and loving thoughts about your husband, you will treat him warmly and lovingly. However, if you're constantly thinking how inadequate he is, you're going to treat him poorly. Learn to listen to and value your husband's ideas instead of mocking them. Even when you think his goals are unattainable, learn to support him. You shouldn't joke that you have one more child than you really do, meaning that you're including your husband in with the kids, because when everyone is done laughing, you have not been a blessing to him. but have been completely disrespectful to him and undermined his God-given role and authority. You shouldn't expect your husband to live up to all of your expectations. You need to realize that every single one of us is far from perfect. Dwell on the characteristics that caused you to fall in love with him in the first place and be happy for who God created him to be. Don't push your convictions onto your husband or nag him for having different ideals than you. Realize that you're not responsible to create or maintain his beliefs and opinions. Stop playing God in your husband's life, allowing some room for him to learn from his mistakes and live. Realize that you're not responsible to create or maintain his beliefs and opinions. Stop playing God in your husband's life, allowing some room for him to learn from his mistakes and live his life the way he believes is best. After all, he is the head of the family, not you. I know it's counterintuitive to think this way, but you want God to lead him without you constantly questioning his convictions and motives. Understand that complaining and manipulating him into doing things your way won't produce any true or lasting change in him. When you correct, criticize, or try to control your husband, you become filled with pride, as if you're more important or know better than he does. You should practice humility and allow the Holy Spirit to do his job. Believe me, he does a much better job than you can. On your journey to becoming a wife who no longer desires to control her husband, you will blow it at times. Apologize quickly, learn from your mistakes, and continue loving your husband without trying to change him. Practice makes perfect. Before I learned to become a transformed wife, I never apologized to Ken. Now, if I speak disrespectfully to him, like in a grouchy or know-it-all tone of voice, I apologize quickly. Saying I'm sorry has become easy for me now. Being submissive means you no longer try to control your husband at all. Your job is not to control him. God has described what your job is, and it doesn't include managing your man. You're to love, serve, submit, respect, please, and obey your husband because God made him head over you. This is not a position of weakness, but one of strength under control. It takes a strong woman to truly allow someone else to lead her. You can do it. God tells us that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Philippians 4:13. As we go along, I will remind you of this verse often since it has been powerful in my own transformation. In the meantime, keep this verse in mind so that you won't have to make excuses for why you're failing to obey God when it comes to submitting to your husband. Remember, he has given you everything you need for life and godliness, and you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I think that summed it up very nicely, this whole entire week, right? Being sober-minded included. We have to be temperate in the way that we do things and moderate. For instance, I was indulging too much with my eating. I was having like strawberry milk and chocolate milk and a whole bunch of stuff like ice cream and yogurt. I was just stuffing myself all the time, you know? And then I got on Prozac and I couldn't eat as much. And now I have 2 boosts a day, a couple of teas, maybe some coffee in the daytime, and that's it. I can't even have a soup anymore. It's just, my body won't let me, and I've lost weight because of it. Especially when I'm moving around the kitchen and doing things around the house. I've been shrinking quite a bit. I've noticed in my stomach and my back hip area. Yeah. And I could tell by my throat too, my neck. I used to have a hanging chub here. It's completely gone. It's all straight now. Yeah. But that was from the Prozac. I couldn't really help that. It gave me so much gas. I just was so uncomfortable eating too much, so I stopped. And now my stomach shrunk. And I can't stretch it because I feel like I'm drowning, so I just stick to what I know and keep going. Johnny's like, I don't know if it's a good idea that you lost so much weight. I'm like, I only lost 5 pounds. And he's like, yeah, but is that healthy for you? And I was like, well, I think that you should worry if I start becoming very lethargic and not being able to do what I've been doing. But I have a lot of energy, so I wouldn't worry until I can't do those things anymore. And he's like, okay. I'm like, because I have lots of energy, so I get up. I stay up all day, unless I'm sick. You know? So there's really no reason to worry about me and my weight. As long as I'm moving and I'm cognitive, coherent, and clear-headed. You know what I mean? So. But that's just to say that I had a very huge... food controlled me, okay? Because I was so hungry all the time. Now, I can't eat that much, so I kind of got control over that. And now, the only thing that I have a problem with is scrolling. I really got to work on that. Mostly everything else has already, like, tapered off. I don't really have an issue with anything else now. Anyway, another thing was, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Oh no, I forgot what I was saying. We were talking about scrolling, right? Yes, I have to get control over the scrolling. Even my obsessive thinking before Prozac, I can't do that anymore. I can focus better though, which I really like, because before my brain would bounce from here, there, and everywhere. And then, like, if I was doing something, I'd get sidetracked by something else and then start doing something else. I couldn't read just one whole chapter in a book. I could only read 2 pages, and then I'd have to switch a book, read 2 pages, go back, like that. You know what I mean? But now I can read a whole chapter, several chapters even, because that's what I've been doing. Several chapters. And I don't get sidetracked and bouncing around. It's the same subject, which I know because I read these books before. So I stay on the same subject, but I bounce into different books in those chapters which have the same subject, just for different perspectives. But it's the same topic. That's how well my focus is now. That's pretty good. I must say, pretty good. The only other thing I have to work on is not sleeping in. After I have my nap, after I wake up at 4:45 in the morning, you know how when I go down for my nap, I gotta learn not to wake up at like 10:30, 11. That's a real issue. I gotta get up at 9 or 9:30. I really got to start doing that. It's really hard, though. It's really hard. Hopefully this week it'll be a lot easier for me since my lingering wounds of Eve is gone. And I'm not really all that sick now. I bounce back pretty quick because I ain't depressed. Usually I'm sick for months. But that was my depression that caused that. I'm not that sick now. I was sick for maybe a couple of days. Was it like a couple of days? Yeah, it was a couple of days. Not even a week. I still have a stuffy nose, but that's it. It's not even that bad.
I was only sick for like a day.
Yeah, I know. You guys get sick for one day, but I'm a woman, so it comes and it goes for a couple of days. But when I was depressed without Prozac, it was months. Wasn't it? Months. Prozac has saved me. Jesus saved my life with Prozac. I'm telling you right now. Anyway, another thing I have to do is we're going to be talking a lot this week about what men really like in women, like femininity, beauty, dresses. We're going to be talking about all of it, okay, guys? I know you guys know I have a strong opinion about dresses. I know you know that. And I have not changed that, even though I'm a Catholic now. I still believe that women should wear only skirts and dresses and lady pants. If it's a must for like work, at least wear lady pants. Don't let it look like a man pant, you know? Like, don't. Lady pants, okay? And there's some pretty nice lady pants out there that look like skirts, okay? I've seen them. They're very nice. Anyway, I suggest if you're going to wear skirts and dresses, that skirts and dresses are below the kneecap. So you can't have them above the knees, okay? It's just inappropriate. I'm just saying, okay? And all of my skirts and dresses go below the knee. Everybody knows this. And the one that doesn't, it's kind of like just a little below the knee. It's a shorter one. It's the white one. I always wear a pair of shorts underneath it. So I make up for that because that's the only one that's not too long. So I wear shorts. And I would suggest that you probably should wear shorts anyway, even if it's a long skirt. So, but yeah, that's me. And in the winter, I wear leggings or pantyhose, as the ladies used to call it. But yeah. And we'll talk about modesty in the shirts, because that you can be modest when you're wearing a tank top. There is modesty in tank tops, and I can discuss that with you guys by putting a t-shirt underneath and you wearing the tank top over top of the t-shirt. And even in the spring, that's okay. And I know in the summer it's really hard to be modest, and Lord knows I try, okay? I try. I wear like scarves to cover up my shoulders and things so that I can still be modest at church in the summer, you know, even though I'm dying from the heat. But yeah, there are certain things that you can do, okay, ladies? There is. And we'll go over those tips and tricks this week, okay? And we're going to be going over a lot of femininity, modesty this week, and some other really good ways of honoring your husband in just these little tiny little ways, yeah? And so, and we'll also go over a couple more chapters in the other books too, if it coincides, like depending on what the chapter tomorrow is about, and if I can remember the chapters in the Power of the Transformed Wife and Excellent Wife, if I can remember, then we will do those chapters as well, just for perspectives. Yeah, okay. But focus more on Created to Be His Helpmeet, because we will be going through the other two books later after I'm done with Created to Be His Helpmeet. We're going to go in deep depth with the other ones one at a time after. This is just a comparison, you know. We're just doing a comparison right now because it's the same topic, y'all. It's just different books and different people's perspective. That's all. Yeah? These three women are really, really great at talking about femininity. So that's why I really like using their examples. So yeah, and then after we're done with these three books, we're going to go into Fascinating Womanhood. Okay? Because I really believe that women should learn how to really talk to their husbands. And that really goes into great depth of how you talk to your husband. Okay? It's a really good one. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun, guys. Oh, and we will also go over godly friendships this week too. Okie dokies. Anyway, I'm going to have my dinner, which is Boost. And then I will be back for a little more commentary as I think about it. And then I'll be saying goodnight so that I can get everything up, because this is probably going to be really long again today. I didn't mean for it to be so long, but you know, we're chit-chatting because we're girls, right? Okay. So I'll be right back. All right, y'all. So I'm now done my dinner for now. There's going to be another one in like 40 minutes. I have 2 booths tonight, but I have to have them an hour apart because otherwise I feel like I'm drowning, like I said, because my gut's so small now. So one at a time, y'all. One at a time. And then I'm going to be heading up to bed around 9 o'clock. So my night will be ending in 2 hours. Yeah. So I gotta get this done quickly because I promised my youngest I was gonna play Titanfalls with him for 1 hour. So I'm gonna do that so that I can keep to my promise with him. And then yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna what was I saying? I can't remember. Can you stop clicking? Oh, Lord have mercy. I can't remember what I was saying. Anyway, this week is going to be packed with lots of different posts this week. I have been working on graphics all day, y'all. All day. Well, I was sitting here waiting for different times of the day to start, you know, brunch and dinner and just relaxing here. I was not just sitting, I was working and I was making graphics. And I'm going to make more because I just downloaded a bunch of little clip arts that I'm going to use because they're beautiful. And it's going to be phone. Okay? Phone. But anyway, I'm going to go for now because I have to go and chop all these up and then put them up on Instagram, right? And then I got to play 1 hour with my son and then I'll be back to say goodnight and a little chit. I'll be back for a little bit so we can chit chat after I'm done doing all this stuff. I'm going to do this. Play with my son on Titanfalls. Then I'll be back, say goodnight. Then I'll upload my video onto YouTube. And I'm off to bed. That's how the night's going to go. And I'll see y'all at 4:45. Oh, wait. I'm not saying goodnight yet. I'll say that later. Okay. I'm getting sidetracked and very confused. I'm going to go. Excuse me.
Can I turn it to you? You good to check?
I'll be back later. Don't worry. I will be back. I hope everybody had a wonderful Remembrance Day. And, yeah. Today was good for us. And, God bless everyone that fought for our country and is still fighting for our country. God bless you. And thank you for your service. And I'm going to do the sign of the cross. I'll be back later. I'm late. I'm sorry. I'm late. I was playing around with my son Lucas. We were in a battle. I had to kill nuke titans, okay? They are very hard unless you got Scorch. Scorch is the only one that can kill multiple nuke titans at once. And I am the legend on Titanfalls 2, okay? I'm the legend. Everybody knows me on there. I am a crazy player, so I have to be on there and I have to save their lives, okay? And I did. Anyway, I don't feel so good. I'm going to go to bed now. I feel really gross. I'm going to take some Gravol and then go to bed. Oh, yeah. Anyway, tomorrow is our new chapter. I'll probably do the new chapter in the morning. That way I'll have the afternoon to be able to do the blog. So when I wake up from my nap, we'll do the chapter together. And then I'll do homeschooling while I'll give them homework to do while I do the dishes and lunch, so that they'll have something to do while I'm doing that. And then they'll eat their lunch, and then I'll write my blog. And then I don't have to do dinner because dinner is leftovers from tonight. Hallelujah. So I'll be able to pray the rosary and do my regular prayers, and I'm just so excited. Yay. So I shall see you at 4:45 in the morning. Good night, and pray for me. My gut really hurts. Oh. I think I had too much milk today, y'all. Too much milk. That's why I gotta stick to only 2 coffees a day. No more than that. Ugh. The half and half. Too much. Okay. Good night. See y'all in the morning. Bye for now.